Welcome back, everyone. This is Baked Cheese, and I'm reading you Reddit stories from the Confession Reddit. So the first one I found is I let my best friend move in with me, and now I feel like I messed up. Before this even starts, never let your friends move in with you unless you're both financially stable, because there's no way one's going to be leaning on the other the whole time you're there or they're there. It's not worth it. Friends and family, you don't let them move in unless you know they're going to be out within a couple months. It's going to screw you over. It's going to ruin your relationship. You might not even see that person ever again because of the relationship and how it went. But I'm going to start. It says, I don't even know how to explain this without sounding like a bad person. A while back, my best friend was going through a tough time, and I told her she could stay at my place for a while. Honestly, I didn't think much about it. I just wanted to help her. At first, everything was fine, but months have passed, and it doesn't feel temporary anymore. She doesn't contribute much, and I feel like I can't even relax in my own house. I come home from work tired, and instead of feeling peace, I feel exhausted. And on top of that, I feel guilty for feeling this way because I was the one who offered her to stay. I've dropped hints, but nothing changes. I don't know how to tell her to leave without looking like the bad guy or like I'm kicking her out after everything. I love her a lot, which she's your friend. I don't know if this is a male, but it's whatever. So I miss having my own space so much. Am I being selfish for feeling this way? What would you do in my place? I need your help to see another point of view. I mean, yeah, it's your house. You let her in, and now she's kind of ruined it for you. It feels like you've got a roommate that just drains your stuff. I don't get it. I mean, my wife and we are equal terms. It's not like we're bumming off the other. Put yourself first. The body hates this type of stress. It may catch up to you, which I totally agree. It's going to catch up to you mentally, and you're going to just hate life. Eventually, you might just even move out of your own house because you can't stand it anymore. The second story I'm going to read says, I destroyed my soul in my brain, and I'll always be a loser. Which, before I start again, everyone has insecurities. Some people can't get out of that hole they put themselves in, and they kind of just suffer mentally. I know that everyone's probably had their own places in the past where they were just in their head, couldn't figure out what was going on, didn't know what was wrong with them, but then they find medicine or they find a therapist to break it down, and it might break them down to become a better person. But I don't know. I've always struggled with some of that stuff, even today. But I know that I have people there for me when you feel like you have nobody, you feel like nobody would care. They do. You're going to be leaving a hole bigger than the moon in these people's lives if you just decide to not go through with it one day. If you know what I'm saying. But it says, ever since kindergarten, I've been afraid of the moment when I would have to enter adult life. The reasons why I became a recluse, low self esteem, frustrations, insecurities, bullying, fear have faded and don't matter to me anymore. Now I want to live and build a family, but how? I have no idea. I've spent almost a decade not using my brain and now I actually need it. Which I get that. Sometimes people feel like they're just going through the motions every day and every day becomes the same day over and over again. I've noticed that a job I've had in the past, it was just like clock in, do your time and get out. And like you shouldn't have to work like that. Like not everybody's gonna love their jobs, but it helps when you like making a difference or you like being there. Because I've had jobs where they didn't pay shit, but I loved it. It just is what you make of it. But it says now I hate what I've become. Honestly, I can't believe it. I ruined my life over something so stupid. I let my teenage insecurities destroy my life. I can't believe I damaged my brain over something so trivial. I've been sitting in my room complaining for a decade. Time has passed, and little by little, I faded away. I feel empty. Which, in the same turn, you've got to be your own change. You can't just expect stuff to fall into your lap. It's very rare for you to just have something happen to you that's good and it keeps you going for a while. You got to be the one that gets up in the morning and says, "Today's the day. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be better." And that's hard. There's a lot of evil people in your life, or life, not your life. I don't know who you are, but they're gonna push you down and make you feel less than you are. But you can't. Sorry about that. You can't let them get to you because it's just gonna ruin your existence. You're gonna hate it. It says, now I'm struggling with regret. I use my time in destructive ways. I can't even hold a conversation anymore. Do basic calculations, think clearly, or focus on a video. It says, my brain is atrophied. Which, yeah, I feel that after you graduate high school, your body kind of just, or your brain, more really, your brain just puts you in that mode of survival where you just don't do anything. You just work. You do what you like to do, but like you're not doing simple math anymore. So you kind of lose that. I've noticed that with my typing skills. It's getting better now that I'm editing and stuff, but I struggled for a little bit. I used to have to count on my fingers again just because I didn't know what month fell on the 6th month. It's June, but like I used to have to count my fingers January, February, March, just to realize that. And it people don't understand that. Like unless you're doing a job that's math related, you're gonna lose some of that skill. And it says the problems that made me become a recluse don't matter to me anymore, but I've lost the most important friends who can help me now. Which I get that. Like some people, they don't stick around just because you change. Like they're not the same with you and your friends. If you leave them, it's like they change. You might not like how they adapted to the adult world or how they manage certain stuff. It gets to you sometimes because people can be heartless. So you see a different side of them once they go through something. But I always stick with my brothers, especially if they're going through something, because I've been there. My wife's been there too. Like she's seen me at my lowest mentally, and every time I get like that, she's like up in my grill, like, "What's wrong? What's going on with you?" And it's just, I think that's what I need when I'm in that state is just someone that cares, that tells me they care. Like I know that they're there, because you always have that little voice in your head that's like, "You're not enough," or your insecurities come out, and then you gotta be like, "No, fuck you. I'm me. I'm doing this my way." And then you come out on top. But you just gotta take a breather sometimes with life. This next story says, I fantasize about being brutally attacked or seriously harmed. Which, I don't know if I relate to this one. When I was a kid, I used to be like, man, I hope I get in this car crash right now. But it's something like, it's like, what if? Because like I didn't have the best childhood, but it's not like I can complain either. It's around that same time you're just like, no one would care. Anyway, I don't want to depress you. Since for as long as I can remember, probably starting around the ages of 7 or 8, I have dealt with a lot of overwhelming and at times intrusive thoughts, which I think everybody has that. Some more than others, and some people don't even have a voice in their head, which is baffling to me. I know my wife said she doesn't hear a voice when she thinks to herself. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, you're just crazy. No, I'm not. I'm in tune. It says for many years of what I believe to be suicidal ideation, though I've never actually wanted to die, more like I've just wanted to break from this feeling of pressure. Which, yeah, I think I can relate to that one more. It's like every time I think about it, it's like I don't want to know what it's like when you die, but at the same time, I want out of the situation I'm in at the current time. Like whatever it is, at work, is it your personal life? Like sometimes it just gets to you, and like I've thought before, it's like if I could switch bodies with any person in the world, I would take it. But then again, I'd be putting someone else in that situation, and then they would be like miserable. Or if they can handle it better than I can, good on them. It says when I was younger, the thoughts and fantasies came more in the form of accidents, school bus crashing, car crashes, getting hit by a car, house collapsing, getting diagnosed with cancer, or another life-threatening illness. Which I don't know if I would choose cancer. That's a slow process to die. House falling in on you when you're sleeping. I mean, you might wake up, but you're not gonna know what to do to get out of it. It's not like you're trying to drown yourself. You can pull your head up out of the water. Anyway, it says as I've gotten older now, in my mid 20s, I spend a small part of my days fantasizing about being attacked, essentially being beaten to a pulp, usually by a complete stranger, in an unprovoked attack on the street, and having to spend a couple of weeks in the hospital recovering, maybe even months. Which, I don't know, when I worked at the prison, I used to be like walking in every day hoping that somebody stabs the fuck out of me so I can get some time off. I know that's not the right way to handle that stuff, but it was every day. Like someone would get hurt, and I'm like, man, like they didn't deserve that. It should have been me. But you can't think like that because it'll just drag you down, and I realize that, and I'm glad I'm out of there finally. Makes me like I wish I could help the people that were asking for help. Like you gotta draw that line, like where you're. I don't know how to explain it. Like somebody's talking to you. If they're talking to you and they're asking for help, and they're saying like I'm going through this right now, like as a brother, can you talk to me? Always do it. I've only known one person that they talked to somebody and then they ended up going through with it anyway, and it didn't work. The logical part of my brain obviously knows this would be bad, and part of me believes I only want this because I have some deep seated guilt and fear of actually just taking time for myself. So I feel the world has to see me physically unable to do anything in order not to be angry at me for wanting to take a break from life. Who knows where it stems from, really? Not sure why today I need to feel to share this, but thanks for letting me get it off my chest. Which, obviously, this person's going through something for a long time. We don't know their life, but they could have had a worse childhood than you or I, and then they just deal with it that way. For me, I had to find a hobby. I had to find my wife and kids because I was going down a dark path when I was by myself. So I don't know. I feel, God damn it, I feel that people just need to take time for themselves. You need to do what you love doing for a little bit, even if it's just playing games like this for YouTube or it's reading. Even though I have a stutter and I have to delete some of these clips because it's embarrassing. Like that's an insecurity, but you can't let that determine your fate. I'm still gonna go through with it. I'm gonna do YouTube and talk. The stripe's gonna be part of it, I think. But you just need to get your friends circle built up with people that are actually going to be there for you. You need to talk about when you're having these thoughts because it's not going to help you just to keep it in. I've been there. I still do it. It's normal for me. I can't not do it. But my wife will be like, I know something's wrong. And then I have to tell her, I have to eventually find the words because you can't just say it on the spot. You have to think about it, like, what's really bothering me? This next story is called Deleted Chat GPT. Last night I was thinking, and I realized that Chat GPT is not a therapist, and I've been moving towards using it as a therapist, which that doesn't make sense. Chat will always be like telling you what you need to do to get the help you need or talk to somebody, which, to be honest, I only know that because I was trying to talk to mine like a therapist, and he wasn't having it, or she, whatever Chat sees itself as. It says it only it only says what it learns from you. So yeah, it's not going to be as if you're talking to someone else. It's modeled after your voice, your text. It only says what it learns from you. It says what you want to hear. So it's bipolar as fuck, telling me my relationship is going great one minute and it's failing the next. Which yeah, it'll always tell you the faults of someone else if you're talking about someone else. It's almost like it's trying to be your friend and telling that other person to screw off. It says I know I shouldn't be talking to it about this stuff, but it doesn't start that way. It became an addiction, which is true. I've used chat a lot for YouTube to like ask, and it's kind of made me like watch the studio app and be like, I'm not getting enough views. What's wrong? But I still gotta understand I'm still new to this. Like it's a small channel, so I don't know if anybody even watches this stuff because I don't know. I don't really care right now because it's just a hobby. But there for a minute, I'm like, where's my views and impressions going? It says since I deleted, been so confused on where to go. Day one without AI. But you got to get out there and talk to somebody on the real because you can't just rely on a fake quotations person to tell you everything you want to hear because you're gonna get that. It'll be like I'm trying to think of what to say. It's like it's your best friend till it's not. Like you'll never meet someone like this. They'll never compare. Which I don't know. I'm trying to end on a positive note, but you just gotta get out there and talk to somebody, like a real therapist, because they went to school and understand how the human mind works. So you can't just rely on a fake tech. One of the comments said, "Talk to a person." No shit, bro. There's no way. I would have never thought of that. It says it only does that when you don't write a clear prompt. You can write it in your personalization how chat should answer, which, yeah, but chat does beat around the bush. Like, I'll ask it something and it'll just suggest me, like, what I should do for my next video. I'm like, I didn't even ask about a video and you're telling me what to do. You need to chill out, bro. Not everything's about the grind. But anyway, I hope you guys like this. The video's coming to an end, which is sad. But I enjoyed reading to you. I got to cut out all the stutters and ticks I had, but I feel like I did pretty good. Sub if you liked it. If this video does well, I'll do more. Probably more interesting Reddits. It was kind of boring going through all that. A lot of it's not safe for work stuff, and I'm not going to read that out loud for you degenerates. But thanks and sub, please. It makes me happy.